I'm here right now with Mr. Brian Bruner, and we hear about this book that actually is just getting ready to be released. It's called The Tale of Euphoria. I actually happened to get a chance to read it before many other people got a chance to read this, and I love it. I believe it's a very good book. I love the story that you actually are portraying and the message behind that story, that message. It's just a very adventurous story, one that I almost, at the end, almost start to cry. And so it's an emotional story as well, but I really wanted to just thank you for coming here today and taking some of your time. So my first question I want to ask you, Mr. Brian, is what inspired you to write this book?
The inspiration for this book really came from the one word Euphoria. I was, at work one day and I just heard the word. And as soon as I heard the word, I thought, man, that's a really nice name. It's so much behind the name, the word Euphoria, the joy and all the other definitions that you can attach to it. And, immediately I started thinking of my niece. My niece is just, a bundle of joy, and I love her to death. So, I wanted to, do something, dedicated to her to kind of capture her energy and kind of show that to the world. And that's sort of what led to, the title and the character itself. She's actually the inspiration for the character design. So,
Wow.
She's she's wrapped up in it pretty well. So,
Okay. Well, that's very good. And I just have to ask you just a real quick question before I move on to the next. Does she know about this book yet? I mean, this is something you kind of just.
No, she's only 2, so she won't be able to read this for some years.
When I was reading this book too, it's just it keeps you on your edge. There's a lot of things that are unexpected. You have all different types of, nature and elements of the earth that kind of just does things unexpectedly. And I believe embedded in this story, from what I captured, was a lot of success principles. Success principles that I think even kids could pick up and just really take with them and apply even at their age. And one of the ones that I really picked up was a positive mental attitude, always having a positive mental attitude. And in that positive mental attitude, Euphoria, she really expressed that characteristics, those attributes of love, and just having a heart to forgive, and also even having a sense of humor when it could have took a turn for the worse in her life. And I want to ask you, why do you think that's so important in today's society?
It kind of ties in with a bunch of things. I've heard in church before about people having a give up spirit or people not finishing the work that they begin. And I guess with Euphoria, it's showing that no matter what happens in your life, you still have to have, the strength and the guts to just keep on pushing on and get to where you need to go. Because, there's some goals you have to reach. And, once you reach those goals, like she finds out, those things actually, let her have her joy. And most people find out if they keep pushing, they'll get their joy in the end as long as they keep pushing firmly towards the goal. So
That's good. Very good. In this tale of Euphoria, we see something that's very prevalent in today's society. We see a lot of family dynamics where there may be separation at times that hits the family structure. There may be foster families that have to step in and kind of help foster a family along, or adoption that may take place, or just things that may life that may hit a family. And I wanted to ask you, if you were to give anybody hope who may be going through those situations, because that's what this book really talks about and gives some really good positive feedback on how to really work through or just persevere or overcome those dynamics. What would you tell a kid or a parent who may have had this situation happen to them in their lives?
I think it's just like you said, you have to tell them to be hopeful in situations that don't seem like you should have hope. There's a faith that you have to have, within yourself that, you have to kind of dig for it. I think that no matter what you've done as a parent, I think no matter what, your children need you in their life. There's something about having your actual parents in your life, to instruct you. Just like you were saying earlier with the forgiveness, that needs to happen between you and your child in order to, take that next step towards, bringing your family back together. The solution is being in your child's life, to instruct them to be better people. If you can strip away, everything you've done wrong, try to change that into making your child a better person. If you understand that you've done something wrong, then instruct your child to not do those things wrong, things like that. You can learn from your own mistakes in order to be a better parent.
It's a very good point, and I also can relate to some parents who feel like they're so, guilty, or they just feel so, ashamed of what life may have happened to them, where they had to, do what's best for the child.
Mm-hmm.
That even that they just to encourage the parent to just wash away that past or whatever those voices are saying that will try to keep them away, even when the child becomes an adult. And so I appreciate you sharing that. I think that's very good advice. And so last question before we let you go, because we know you have a busy schedule. We know you're probably signing books right now, or getting your writer's hand ready to sign a lot of books and get this thing launched off. If there's anything that you could tell kind of people real quick, where this book is headed, when can we get our hands on it? How do we get our hands on it? Just to really help us out so we can capture
For sure.
this story of the tale of Euphoria.
All right. The Tale of Euphoria is going to be released February 13, 2015, the day before Valentine's Day. It'll be released on a lot of major ebook platforms. It'll be ebook first before we can get it to a publisher in hard copy format. So it'll be safe for you guys to read on Kindle or your phone,
Okay.
So it'll be awesome.
Well, great. Well, I wanted to once again thank you for your time, Mr. Brian Bruner. And for anybody else who actually is going to have an opportunity to get their hands on this book, February the 13th, I believe it's an excellent book. Just so happens the 14th, I think, is Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And that's a day that most people have a theme of love. Love for their significant others, love for their children, love for their parents and family. And so I think this is just a launching at the right time that people can really, get a book that is a great gift for somebody that they love, and also it just really shares the message of love. So thank you for having us.